Or perhaps you might like this zombie caricature of artist Frida Kahlo. If you like that show, The Walking Dead, or zombies in general, then head on over to Navy Pier this weekend. They've got a special zombie convention going on, and we've got a preview.
What type of degree really pays off? Welcome back. It's almost dawn of the dead. The Walker Stalker Convention, a celebration of all things zombie, makes its way to Navy Pier this weekend.
CBS 2's Vince Gerasoli is alive there with some of the fans. Hi, Vince.
Oh, love those puns this morning. I just can't believe the popularity of zombies that extends well beyond the Halloween season. If you come on out to Navy Pier this weekend, you might meet people like Anthony Kosar. He won season 4 of Face Off, and he's giving makeup classes. Also, you could meet Stan Yee, who does zombie caricatures, which I think is cool. Caricatures in zombie form. He did one here of Stephen Jobs, looking pretty schmazzy there. So you might be asking yourself, who the heck comes to these conventions? Well, these two fellas might know, because they made a documentary called The Walkers Among Us. This is Vacek and Cris Macht. You went to these conventions and you wanted to answer that musical question. Who's coming to them, and what did you learn?
The Walking Dead attracts everybody, families, young and old, and we learned that there's a sense of realism in the show that really draws people to the show, and that's what we discovered while making this documentary.
And that's the apocalyptic show about zombies. Everybody's living in the Atlanta area. You were surprised at how family-friendly these shows are.
It is. It's not your typical slasher movie fan. It's the woman next door. It's the checkout lady at the Jewel.
Yeah, there are a lot of women, apparently, who are interested in these zombies. Is that because of the storylines in these survival zombie stories?
Yeah, The Walking Dead obviously is more about the characters, and the zombies are just kind of a nuisance in the background. And I think there's that strong sense of realism really captivates the audience.
Yeah, a lot of people say, especially with the tough economic times we had a few years ago, it sort of reflected that, didn't it?
It did, and everybody can relate to it, whether it be the character of Rick or the female characters, Michonne, strong sense of
But it's just the survival attached to zombies. And I'm amazed by all of this because, you know, some people from the outside looking in, they see zombies and they think, okay, you dead bodies walking all over the place. But there's sort of a cerebral aspect to it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the therapists that we interviewed on the show, he said that we're all going to die, and The Walking Dead is something that makes you think about the end times. I mean, we're all going to leave eventually.
So you got to have fun in between that. So come on out to Navy Pier this weekend, and maybe you'll meet some zombies yourself, or maybe you get a zombie caricature. We'll find another good one here, huh? Here's what. This is a zombie. What's that from Transformer? Is that a zombie Transformer? Or no, that's from Cars. Look at that, Chris. You know that from your kids.
Oh, is that Mater?
Oh, now I see it.
Yeah, it looks like Tow Mater.
Very
Good
cute.
stuff.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank you, Vince. Time now is 5:26. Walker Stalker Con runs Saturday and Sunday there at Navy Pier. Tickets start at $35. Children 10 and under are free when accompanied by an adult.
Chicago leaders are...
I have to ask these fans of The Walking Dead, are there any zombies here?
Everything's safe right now.
Yeah, for now. However, zombies are going to be taking over Navy Pier this weekend for the Walker Stalker Convention. I'll tell you about it after I pose for my zombie caricature.
This time in tech.
Wrap it up.
Time now is 5:50. It's a thriller. The Walker Stalker Convention, a celebration of all things zombie, makes its way to Navy Pier this weekend.
CBS 2's Vince Gerasoli is alive there with some of the fans. Hi, Vince.
Good morning, everybody. You know, every morning I look like a zombie with these bags under my eyes. But this is the perfect morning to look that way because we're previewing the Walker Stalker Convention. Stan Yan does zombie caricatures. He's busy right now doing a version of me. My last name means sunflower, so you see a sunflower there. And he also did one of a frozen zombie Megan Claros. Doesn't she look lovely there? I have to ask Stan, what is it about the zombie genre that appeals to you so much?
Really, it's actually the human aspect of it, because I find that zombies often really aren't the characters. They're more of the setting, you know, background.
And so there are all these human stories taking place while the threat of zombies is in the background. So many artsy folks come to these conventions. Anthony Kosar is one of them. You might recognize him from the sci-fi show Face Off. He won season 4, and he's a local boy. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so what is it that gets your artistic juices flowing about zombies in general?
You know, as much as I like scary things, I just love that sometimes zombies can just be fun, and sometimes they're just whimsical and comical characters, comic relief.
They don't have to be scared.
They don't have
they
to
can
be
be
scary.
funny, like
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead, right?
Like Shaun of the Dead, Billy from Hocus Pocus. That's my favorite one.
Okay, he's going to turn me into a zombie with some makeup, so go ahead and get started while I ask you, what's the #1 zombie mistake people make when they're doing zombie makeup?
Usually the #1 zombie mistake is that people tend to just put dark rings around the eyes, just with black rings, and that's
a no-no.
It's a no-no because it just looks a little
Look
too,
like Beetlejuice or
too
something,
theatrical. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted a little bit more realistic, a little bit more depth into the skin.
And then you can do all sorts of strata of zombies. Like there's somebody who's just becoming a zombie, and then someone who's going over the deep end, right?
Right. As you can see, some of my things, I like zombies that are usually pretty toasty, but
So with these bags under my eyes, that's helping you this morning, right? I look like I'm dead already?
I'll get you there.
Okay. More coming your way as we preview the Walker Stalker Convention.
That's so cool. I love that sci-fi show. Thank you, Vince. Walker Stalker Con runs Saturday and Sunday at Navy Pier. Tickets start at $35. Children 10 and under are free when accompanied by an adult.
Time now is 5:52.
Am I ready for my close-up? I'm being turned into a zombie this morning as the Walker Stalker Convention comes to town. We are alive just ahead.
Traffic on CBS.
Hey.
The Walking Dead, zombie books, and television shows of that name are the inspiration for the Walker Stalker Convention, a celebration of all things zombie that stumbles into Navy Pier this weekend.
CBS 2's Vince Girasoli is there live with the dead this morning. Where is he? Hi, Vince.
Get ready to play some peekaboo, peekaboo. There's a zombie among us. This is all Anthony Kosar's work here. He is local, but he also won season 4 of Face Off on Sci-Fi. I gave you a good palette to work with, right?
The best.
Yeah, that's right, because he didn't have to do much to make me look like this. I have to introduce you to 2 documentarians now who've traveled to a number of these conventions. This is Cris Macht. This is Ian Vacek. How many of these conventions did you go to put your documentary, The Walkers Among Us, together?
We went to numerous conventions around the country, and we interviewed hundreds of fans and celebrities for the doc.
What was your point of discovery that you noticed about all the folks who were coming to these conventions?
I would say that the zombie apocalypse makes people think, and it's very, very appealing. We actually met 2 teachers that incorporate this into their classroom, the idea of the zombie apocalypse. So instead of Lord of the Flies, they're using the zombie apocalypse story, if you will, to show people what happens when there's no order, there's no structure. And it's really getting these students to really think about
the future and things like that. I guess what surprises me is I would think there'd just be, like, sometimes on the outside looking in, just a bunch of crazy people in cosplay. But no, you found there were all sorts of people coming to these conventions.
Oh, there's everybody, families,
You know, I mean, there is no stereotype affiliated with this. This is the zombie apocalypse theme is very different genre than any other one, you know?
And if you'd like to see their film, The Walkers Among Us, it's going to be premiering out at the
Hollywood Boulevard in Woodridge on April 25th. Tickets are available now.
Okay, but if you come to Navy Pier this weekend, you can run into a bunch of zombies at Walker Stalker Con. Is this enough?
You look great.
There's a difference? He's put makeup on you, Vince? Has he started?
Looking good, Vince.
Thank you.
Walker Stalker Con is tomorrow and Sunday at Navy Pier. Tickets start at $35. Children 10 and under are free when accompanied by an adult.
From Park District approval to a visit from the Commander-in-Chief, what's now being done to secure the winning bid for the Obama Presidential Library?
Plus, surveillance video captures the moment that 2 men steal a minivan full of dogs. What you can do to help police.
It's a scary scene for other drivers. A school bus engulfed in flames. We'll tell you what started this fire.
You want to talk about scary? Head out to Navy Pier this weekend for the Walker Stalker Con. It's a zombie convention at Navy Pier, and our Vince Girasoli has a preview when we come back.
The lease you only pay for the amount of
the prompter.
No excuses. 6:50 right now. It is almost dawn of the dead. The Walker Stalker Convention, a celebration of all things zombie, makes its way to Navy Pier this weekend. CBS 2's Vince Girasoli is alive there with some of the fans. Hey, Vince.
Mr. T. Good morning, Aaron. You know, if you come on out to the convention, you can get a zombie couture. Here's a Chicago connection. Here's Mr. T is a zombie. I like this one here. Michael Jackson is a zombie. And then look, here's our winter goddess, Megan Glaros. We had the artist Stan Yan do a zombie version of Megan. And then here is a zombie version of me. And I have to ask Stan here. Stan, how was it transforming me into a zombie? Was it difficult, or do I always look that bad?
Can I not answer that question?
Okay, but he used my last name, Sunflower, as part of his portraiture there. And now here's the big reveal. Here's Vince Gerasoli's makeover of the morning as a zombie. The question is, do I always look like this? Is this the before or the after? This is Anthony Kosar, and this is your work. You won the 4th season of Face Off on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Correct.
And was it very easy to do a makeup application like this? People are totally into zombie culture.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think it's one of those things that zombies are a great way of just breaking into the industry. A lot of people do zombie makeups on themselves from watching shows like Walking Dead and other things.
And you said that kids actually, they just love getting into sort of the world of the zombie.
Yeah, the great thing about like Face Off is that it's opened up a whole new aspect for kids to actually see this form of artwork, whereas when I was really little, never really knew about it until I got into high school.
Okay, so Kosar Atelier is the name of your company. You offer classes, and if people want to find out more about the classes, what do they need to do?
They can go to my website, kosaratelier.com, ATELIER.com, and yeah, classes from high school all the way up to adults of all ages, as well as we're going to be adding some children's classes this year.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, we don't want to scare anybody, but one more time. Do you think this is the before or the after, Aaron?
You look very handsome, Vince. You make a very handsome zombie.
Looks like me before the makeup artist hits me up in the morning.
It does, yeah. With
I'm
a
not gonna
full
lie.
beard, too.
Full beard.
Walker Stalker Con runs Saturday and Sunday at Navy Pier. Tickets start at $35. Children 10 and under are free when accompanied by an adult.
A controversial political figure now lending her voice to one campaign who Patty Blagojevich is helping get reelected.
And